Hi, it's Ginny here from the Youth Services Department of Surrey Libraries again. I'm going to show you today how you can make a beautiful flower like this one I'm holding from just a couple of things that you've got in your house. The first thing you'll need are 1, 2, 3 tissues. You also will need a piece of string, or you could use a small elastic band. And if you want to color your flower, as I did, you could use any color of felt marker. I'm going to show you how to make it now. First, we take our 3 tissues and lay them out evenly on top of one another. Like so. The middle line, crease line matches up. Then we're going to fold them like an accordion. So 1, 2, 3, 4, back and forth, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 folds. Perfect. Now we need to tie it in the middle. So you might need to get someone to help you tie. It's hard to do with your own 2 fingers, your own 2 hands. But you could also use an elastic and then you just got to slide it over. But a string works really nicely, because then you can use that string to tie your flower onto a stem or onto something else later on. There, so now it's tied. The next step is to just gently tear the edges of your flower, of the tissue, so that it gets that nice petal effect. Just gently tear all the layers off. So we used 3 tissues. Each tissue has 2 layers. So how many layers do we have all together? 2 plus 2 plus 2 makes 6 layers of tissue. So there we go. We've torn the edges off, so it looks all nice and rumply now. And if you want to color your flower, you can use a felt marker and just dab some color along the edges of the flower. You can see I'm working on top of a piece of green construction paper. It would be a good idea to put down some newspaper or paper towel or any kind of covering on your table or counter so that you don't get marker on your table. And it's good to use washable markers too, so that you don't, if you do get some on something, it'll come off, like on your clothing. There, we've got lots of pink on that side, and we're going to put some on this side. Just dab, 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 dab. You know what else would work really well for this? Is if you have bingo markers in your house. If someone likes to play bingo, they have a nice big fat tip. And they do come in different colors too, but I don't have any bingo markers here. A felt marker works just fine. So there we go. We've got color. You can put a little bit on the other side too, just to make sure. It usually soaks through pretty well, but just in case, you could put a little bit on that side too. There, we're done coloring it. Now comes the trickiest part. We've got to separate the layers. So you start on one side, and you've got to work quite carefully so that you don't tear this tissue. It's very delicate. And so we're going to start separating them, pulling them gently towards the center. If you do make a little tear, don't worry about it. It'll just get hidden away inside the center of the flower. Right? Flowers in nature aren't exactly perfect either, are they? You often see flowers that have different shapes, and they're not entirely even. Some of the petals are missing sometimes. But they're still very beautiful, right? Nature knows how to make things beautiful without being absolutely perfect. So here we go. We're separating all the layers out. You can see how it's starting to make layers like a flower, or layers of petals. Kind of reminds me of a peony. If you have peonies growing in your garden or in the park around where you live, they look kind of like this. This also looks like a carnation that you might see in a garden or in a bouquet. There we go. So half of our flower is fluffed up. Doesn't it start to look quite pretty now? Now we got to do the same thing on the other side. We've got to separate all 6 layers. Sometimes it's hard to even tell. Sometimes I have 2 in my hand. See, like right there. I thought it was 1, but it was 2. There, now it's 1. Oh, see, I made a tear. But that's okay. It just gets hidden away inside. There we go. Layer that one. Here's the next one. That's 3 on this side. That's 4. And the last 2, there they are. Oops. There's the 5th one and the 6th one. Hold on to that string underneath. There's your flower. If you make a whole bunch, you could make a bouquet. I used a, what do you call these things? A pipe cleaner, a fuzzy pipe cleaner. I used a pipe cleaner to make a stem, or you could use just a stick from outdoors, attach it to the string, tie it onto the string, and you'll have a stem for your flower, and you can make a whole bouquet to put into a vase or a jar. Have fun making yourself a bouquet.